Also, it just occurred to me that we've been talking for about 12 minutes and had some really great content and comments, and I didn't do an introduction.
Yeah, that's okay.
So we'll make this the introduction.
Welcome to the No Big Banana podcast.
Okay, so let's just keep talking. What were we talking about?
Just the general gist of things.
The general gist of things.
You know, the
current,
Trumpers, the never Trumpers.
The current state of affairs.
Yeah, how that's the only...
Shut up. I'm embarrassed.
Oh my god, it was the funniest article I've ever read in my entire life.
I watched a couple of compilation videos on YouTube. I've got it all figured out.
You're listening to the No Big Banana podcast.
Welcome back to the No Big Banana podcast. My name is Charles.
My name's Justin.
Oh, wait a minute.
I mean Cody.
Yeah, Justin's not here. Sorry, Justin. I'm praying for you.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like part of the problem with the capitalist model is that because there is no ceiling, obviously you would want to earn all of the money possible.
Right.
With that in mind, you're thinking in volume and not necessarily in quality. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're doing both.
Yeah.
But those companies are few and far between.
Very few.
That's the old expression, right? Good, fast, or cheap. Pick two.
Yeah.
Fewer companies pick the good and fast option.
Yeah.
And the good and cheap option is almost not seen anywhere.
Never. It doesn't exist, pretty much.
But that's what happened with our manufacturing jobs over the last 40 years.
Yeah.
Is that this race for the dollar, and that's what it is. Cheap. That's what it is the race for the money. And there is money in volume.
Oh, yeah.
And it is, by the way, probably easier to oversee volume than it is to oversee a really quality product.
Yeah, definitely.
It's way easier to look at things in sense of numbers, like McDonald's does.
When
billions
you get it
of
down,
burgers.
Yeah, when you get it down to like the science of how cheap it is to produce the certain product, you're more than willing to produce more products so that people continue to buy such product.
Right.
If you watch an episode of Shark Tank, you'll know that that's one of the main things that they talk about is what's the rebuyability of your product.
Correct.
You know, they don't want to invest in something that somebody buys one time.
Right.
They want to invest in something that somebody has to buy over and over and over again.
Right. And
which is why subscription-based models are so popular now.
Yeah, which is why, hey, no problem. Build it in China and it breaks in a year. They got to buy a new one.
Exactly. And that's the idea.
It's
fast and cheap.
It's just interesting to me to see, like, all of the stuff that's going on with the coronavirus has, like, opened our eyes to, like, collectively to the chinks in the armor that is capitalism.
Yeah.
And it's
the
strange.
Kinks in the armor of Chinese dependence.
Well, and that's the thing.
They would never ever crumble under anything.
It's strange to me that so many people, there's like this all of a sudden we're upset with China.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? China and India and a lot of these countries have been taking American jobs for decades.
Yeah.
What's this sudden outrage? Because your fat troll man inside said so?
Mm-hmm. I think it might be because there's somebody finally addressing it. Nobody beforehand addressed it. So now the guy in charge is actually saying something about it. I don't remember Obama ever saying anything about outsourcing or Bush ever saying anything about outsourcing.
Bush talked about it. But
yeah, a little bit.
He didn't have as quote unquote tough a chance. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, all of that prick waving means nothing if we're still outsourcing.
Yeah.
And that's why, like I've always told you, I think that the rule should be you have to pay whatever you're paying workers here.
Yeah,
you have to pay them in China.
Yeah, that's an easy fix for the situation. But the problem is currency manipulation.
Yeah, in China,
et cetera.
Which, I think that it's like, if you're going to be a fucking American businessman, be a fucking American businessman.
Looking at you, Bezos.
Sick of looking at all of you fucks with your offshore accounts.
Yeah.
It's like you want to blame some liberal college student for the state of things?
Yeah.
No, fucko. This is the millionaires who we've watched fill these endowment funds up and put shit over in Sweden and
not
create
even
a new factory.
Like having like
Manila.
1 or 2 million isn't even that much money, realistically.
No.
Like not even the millionaires, the multiple 100 millionaires and the billionaires. Those are the ones that are really fucking everything up.
Yeah. Well, the millionaires don't help with their millionaires that are cheating the tax system.
I think millionaires help. The ones that do pay their taxes, the $1, $2, $3 million, I think those people generally do pay their taxes. They don't have the stash away money, you know?
Yeah.
They have the money where it's tied up in assets, all that stuff. And those people probably stimulate the economy more than we like to imagine. by purchasing things they don't need.
Yeah.
So they stimulate the economy, even though that money could be used for any other purpose, is whatever liberals want to tell me, you know, that instead of going to buy a new Ferrari, you should give it to the kids in Africa or something like that. I don't know.
I made a decision recently. I think that conservatives are ultimately easier to deal with, and here's why. The conservatives would be way easier to make happy.
Yeah.
You can give and give and give to liberals, and they'll always ask for more.
Always.
If tomorrow there was a decree made that said every liberal is killed, after that day, the conservatives would have nothing to complain about.
No, not really.
They're only
they're only inherent. Their existence is based on their inherent hate that they have.
Yeah,
for Democrats.
Their whole identity is wrapped up in liberal hatred.
It's not an actual platform.
Right. It's an anti-platform.
If you look at it, they share the same ideologies that Democrats share. It's like the Democrats were always anti-war. Why were we at war at the highest peak under Obama? You know, in Afghanistan, we pulled out of Iraq. Yeah, sure, but we still had operations going on in Iraq.
Yeah.
But we were still beating the war drum under both of them, increasing drone strikes by 400 times.
Well, the problem with war is that it's so profitable.
Yeah.
And typically conservatives are more likely to be businessmen.
It's just weird.
I.e. Bush and Trump.
That's just the weirdest flip that I've seen.
Yeah.
Is the pro-war, anti-war. Well, the conservatives all of a sudden are anti-war.
Yeah.
Just snap out of the air, bang, we're anti-war.
It's because whatever he does is what goes.
Yeah, and I've been an isolationist, don't get me wrong. Isolationist to an extent.
I don't think that there is such thing as conservatives anymore.
No, not
conservatives. I think that you are either a conservative liberal, a classic liberal, a socialist liberal,
conservative moderate,
or a Trumper.
I think there's conservative moderates in there.
And that's it.
I think there's Trumper and conservative moderates.
If fucking tomorrow Trump tweeted, man, I love this Heroes Act. If you don't think that shit wouldn't get passed.
It would in a heartbeat.
And by the way, all of his supporters who have been bitching for a week and a half will start touting about how great of an idea it was.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
It's strange. It's strange for sure. It's cult-like following.
I mean, I guess you could make the argument that
always been that way.
Did exist among Obama.
In a way.
But with Obama, it felt more like they were lackeys. Whereas with Trump, it feels like he emboldens them.
Yeah, it's like it went in stages. It's like the 8 years of Obama showed the hardcore Republicans at the time. They had no idea that Trump was going to be the next president and that guy was going to pop out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So that showed them when all of Obama's fans started doing a little bit of it and getting away with it. They wanted to push it. These people are crazy. They want to push it to the next level.
Yeah.
So they are able to show their support in ways that other people can't quite understand.
Yeah.
It's tapping into a sense of nationalism in a group of people that is very proud to exhibit that.
Yeah.
And whereas the sense of nationalism under the people that supported Obama probably wasn't quite the same. You think that not Joe Biden fans, Democrats call themselves Joe Biden fans?
I mean, depending on who you ask, but not what I would consider to be a classical Democrat, like a classic, because like, if somebody forced me to associate with a party, it'd probably be quickest to get to, if not libertarianism, classic liberalism.
It's easiest to get along with conservatives. I don't know why.
I know why. Because they're easier to placate to. Which is why someone like Donald Trump was elected.
Well, yeah, they're easier to placate to. But on a personal, individual me level, for some reason, it's much more bearable to get along with conservatives.
I've had a different experience.
Like, I don't like it. I don't like either one of them.
Well, here's the thing.
Either side of the fence. I hate it both.
Here's the thing. Like, it depends on how you approach it. Because I have a lot of conservative friends friends and family members where it's like, I know that as long as I don't talk about something,
certain things,
then it's going to be an okay time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with that. It's that
I don't
that
have
way
to worry.
for both sides.
I don't feel like I'm under scrutiny by my liberal friends politically.
I feel like I am, because I guess that's why I feel that way. It's because I can get along with both perfectly fine. The problem with me is I usually take the counter argument no matter what anybody says.
Right.
I'll support your argument in one way or another, but for some reason in my head, I just constantly have to give you a counter argument.
Yeah.
It's like food for thought, I guess. It's something that the politicians should do. And they should listen instead of just turn around and be like, well, you're just anti-Democrat or anti-Republican. They should actually sit down and listen to what these people are saying. If you point out holes in a bill and say these are issues, such as giving illegal immigrants $1,200.
Right.
If that's an actual issue. There are Democrats that don't agree with that.
Yeah, I saw, and here's the thing, dude, the moment that I saw that 14 Democrats opposed it, I was like, uh-oh.
It's dead. It's more dead than dead.
I was like, uh-oh. If you lose 14 of your own people in your house.
But how many of them didn't vote on it because they didn't think it went far enough?
I don't know.
From my knowledge, they said there was a significant amount. I didn't read the
numbers too much attention
on the dot, but I remember they did say that there were a few of them that said that it didn't go far enough, and that's why they didn't vote for it.
Well, I think that a lot of it is. Just wasted time.
It is.
It seems strange to me that the Democrats, knowing that the Republicans are never going to pass anything they want, wouldn't just. I'm too I'm too spiteful, dude. If I was Nancy Pelosi, I would just sit down and I wouldn't do shit.
She's doing?
I wouldn't do my job. No. I'm saying
less than that.
No, well, what she's trying to spearhead.
She's doing the anti-job.
She's trying to spearhead this Save America routine.
Yeah.
I'm saying you wouldn't hear from me at all. People would be like,
I'd be self-quarantined.
Dude, if y'all better fucking believe,
you
motherfuckers better believe that if Charles Bates is the fucking Speaker of the House in this current state of affairs with the Republican Senate, I'm not doing it. People will be like, who's the Speaker of the House? Who is he again? We've only seen him on TV one time when he got sworn in.
One time.
And then he just hasn't done anything. And then someone would catch me at outside of Chick-fil-A or something Mr. Bates, what the fuck are you doing? I'd be like, what would you have me do?
Yeah.
Would you like me to would you like me to attempt to impeach the president?
It's true. Oh,
that's a waste of fucking time. Would you like me to try and pass a bill that Democrats support? That would be a waste of fucking time, wouldn't it? It just it's so funny that there's a disillusion of balance, of power balance within,
and it's nothing.
It's not about it's about whoever is really all that matters is who the president is and who the Senate is. The House is pretty worthless.
The House is ultimately worthless. The House is worthless in the sense that they just simply, it's like a 25-75 split for the House and the Senate. The House does 25% of the clerical work that the Senate would have had to do if the House wasn't there.
Right.
That's what the House is. It's the little brother of the Senate.
But the House has no power to do anything.
No, not in...
That's the thing. So, it's not really a balance of power.
It's a balance of power in the sense that if you didn't have the House, it would be a lot worse.
By the way,
it's adding another layer.
This is a bit of a thought exercise because this is the conversation you're going to start hearing over the next few years. Once Trump wins 2020, we're going to start talking about why do we have to have the House?
Yeah.
Why do we have to have Congress?
And the thing is that's going to tap into people like me where I fully agree.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. This is the only difference is this is the Reichstag, except that he doesn't have to burn it down.
No, he doesn't have
He
to
can
do
just
anything.
explain why it's worthless.
Yeah.
And then it goes away.
Yeah.
And then it's just the president and the Senate.
Mm-hmm. And then the Senate gets flipped, and then it's just the president.
Yeah. Or he pulls a Putin and just pisses them off so bad that they quit.
Yeah.
And then he's just a fucking despot.
Yeah. It's strange, but I think constitutionally it will work itself out in a way. I don't think that there's going to be an end in sight. It's very unpredictable.
I don't even think we're going to vote this fall, by the way.
I think we will.
I don't think that they'll be voting this year.
I think that it'll probably be delayed. I mean, ultimately, what's the issue of them delaying it by a month? The president doesn't get sworn in until January anyways.
You should be fucking ashamed of yourself for saying that.
Well, what if California decides to do mail-in ballots
in
December?
I don't know.
What if Texas decided to do mail-in ballot? Florida decided to do mail-in ballots in December.
Well, depending on who you ask, mail-in ballots are invalid.
Exactly, but if they wait until the very end and they figure out ways to do it and make it right and go about it, and they actually push it through, what if they start adding Florida to the mail-in ballot?
Look, man, you're talking to the guy who wants to be able to vote from his phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything against that.
I have nothing against the mail-in ballots, but that's the thing, is it could hurt him just as much as it could help him by delaying the election.
I don't think that anything is going to hurt him.
I don't think it would benefit him to delay it, though.
Well, it might.
I just don't see any routes where that helps him.
Well, because there are a lot of people who have been scared throughout this thing.
His people aren't scared.
His people aren't scared.
His people don't even think it's real.
Yeah, but his people's wives that have babies are scared, whether they admit it or not. Trust me, I'm in close proximity to some of that stuff. There's a lot of that, like Waco, Texas shit going on.
Oh yeah,
all over the country.
Kind of just Republicans,
right? That's what I'm saying. So like those people that are scared, that's the only benefit that I can see to him delaying it. Is to say like, oh look, because it's gonna come back hard when it gets cold.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, like, look, I'm not gonna be one of those people that's like, we're all gonna die, because
just
obviously
take vitamin D.
The numbers are there. You can fucking see them.
Go get your vitamin D.
It's not all that. It's not all that scary.
It really is.
But it is kind of scary. And it's going to be more scarier in the winter than it has been in the spring.
Yeah, it's scary, but it isn't CNN scary. You know.
Correct.
It's
nothing's CNN scary.
Yeah, CNN scary is pretty fucking scary.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Like that's
what's bananas.
Scary.
What's bananas is something will happen, and then I'll read the CNN headline, and the CNN headline will be like the equivalent of like everything's on fire and we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
And then I'll look over at Fox News, and it'll be like, things have never been better. We took the liberty of looking back over the last 100 years, and today is the best day in all of those years.
Of human history.
And it's all thanks to Trump doing this thing. And it's like, what the fuck's going on? Where am I supposed to look to find out what's going on?
It's so hard.
There's no real information anymore. It's all sensationalism.
And that's the thing, like, with the whole CDC, WHO thing and all that stuff, they need to stop almost like giving disinformation. I'm not saying it's disinformation. I'm just saying just stop fear-mongering and just tell people to take supplements, take your vitamins, wash your hands, stay inside if you don't feel good.
Yeah.
If businesses choose to stay open, businesses choose to stay open. Don't go to said businesses.
Right.
Like,
what's weird to me is how many people are approaching the other side of the argument with such anger.
It's so weird.
That's weird to me.
All of it is so weird.
It's weird to me that it's not like, hey guys, look, I understand if you're freaked out, but I'm not freaked out about it. But that's not how they approach it. They approach it like, you're encroaching on my liberty, and it's like,
right. And
hey man.
The thing is like, I understand in a libertarian sense is this 100% is the government telling people you cannot go to work.
Right.
You get one $1,200 check.
Right.
You can't go to work. You are not allowed to make money. You are not allowed to feed your family. Sorry.
It's true.
That's in California right now.
It's true.
What are they doing? They're going to run out of money.
Oh, well, for sure.
These people don't have any more money.
No, they have to eat.
They have to do something.
Yeah.
It's terrifying to think of the prospect of that. And California said they're not going to open until July.
Right.
That's 2 months almost.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
Well,
you get $1,200 to last you 3.5 months.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Pretty much. That's what's happened.
And
by the way,
I don't think that these states that are opening now if they do really, really, really well, do you think companies are just going to dip? Either they're out. California's done.
Yeah.
These companies are not going to stick around for that.
Yeah,
at all.
Probably not.
There's no reason to.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with real estate. Remember a couple of years ago, I think it was in San Francisco. I think that they made all of their, like, the first 2 years of college covered.
Yeah.
But the way that they covered it was to, like, jack their real estate prices up.
It was property taxes.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, man, if I'm a millionaire and I can buy any fucking $5 million home along the coast, I'm just not going to fucking buy it in San Francisco.
Exactly.
That's so stupid.
Exactly.
It doesn't encourage capitalist purchasing.
And they're going to turn California Republican. I can guarantee you.
Oh, I'm sure they already have.
If not,
it sounds like, dude,
right after this.
Listening to Rogan and like a lot of those dudes, a lot of those comics, it's already happening.
Yeah, it is
because they're already talking about.
They're already pissed. They're pissed. The Democrats are pissing off people that were usually on their side in states like California.
Right.
Because we here in Florida and other states that don't nearly have it as bad, California's only had 1,000 deaths?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
Yeah, but Cali also started their thing earlier than everybody.
Yeah, they did. But 1,000 deaths compared to New York's 55.
Yeah, that's true.
All
right, everybody. So follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at NoBigBanana. Send us an email at NoBigBanana@gmail.com. And fuck the bell.
Yeah.
I guess. That's all you're getting, Justin. That's all I'm going to say. Because you're not here.
Intimate intercourse with the bell.
You left me. And it's just me and Cody. And we're talking about existential shit like politics.
Yeah.
And this is what happens when we're left to our devices. And you're just at home, hanging out, probably watching anime.
Yeah, with a wiener in your mouth.
That could be. I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows what Justin's into?
I don't know.
I hope everybody out there is staying safe and staying sane.
Stay safe.
And we'll talk to you again on Thursday.